How does it benefit for the high net worth individual taking the route of Canada startup visa?
Is one of the fastest and the best programs available for the high net worth individuals. I would say not just the high net worth individuals, but people who have got unique business ideas.
The Canada startup visa gives pathway for Canadian citizenship.
And once you have the Canadian passport in the hand, the entire world, the entire global market becomes open for you. Canada Startup Visa, I would say, Waquar, is one of the fastest and the best programs available for the high net worth individuals.
The passport to prosperity, exploring residency by investment for high net worth individual. Welcome to the first episode of our podcast, PR and Passport Talks. As the name suggests, this podcast brings to you all the insights into the exclusive world of permanent residency, passport and citizenship programs all across the world. Today, we are unraveling the allure of new passports and citizenships, a ticket to global mobility, security, and international opportunity. Join us as we delve into how acquiring a second citizenship or permanent residency is more than a luxury. It's a strategic move for personal and economic freedom. And today, we will deep dive into Canadian permanent residency program that has attracted a lot of attention, Canada Startup Visa Program. For this special segment, we have our guest flying from all the way from Canada to Dubai. He has been in the immigration industry for more than 2 decades and is currently serving as CEO of world's largest immigration group, WWICS. We are happy to have you today on this show, Mr. Deepak Kochhar.
Thank you, Waquar. Thank you for having me over at this show today.
Mr. Deepak, it's a pleasure to have you with us to discuss the Canada Startup Visa that makes Canada a prime destination. What do you think as a professional and entrepreneur worldwide can benefit through the Canada Startup Visa program?
First of all, thank you so much, Waquar, for having me over in this session. And I think you've rightly asked, the question is very valid, that it is the opportune time for the investors and entrepreneurs from all over the globe to explore the Canadian markets. Canada is welcoming investors, entrepreneurs, and people who have unique business ideas to come and settle in Canada, get permanent residency, and establish their business. So I think Startup Visa program gives that platform to all the business people to explore and fulfill their dreams of settling and expanding their business in a country like Canada and further delving into the North American market.
So how does it benefit for the high net worth individual taking the route of Canada Startup Visa program?
Canada Startup Visa, I would say, Waquar, is one of the fastest and the best programs available for the high net worth individuals. I would say not just the high net worth individuals, but people who have got unique business ideas. You may not have a lot of money, but if you have a unique business idea, then Canada Startup Visa is the program which can help you to fulfill your dream of settling in Canada. And furthermore, as I said, this is the program which will help them get the permanent residency, not just for themselves, but their complete family, that is their wife and children as well, which gives them a further, I would say, it gives them wings to fly and then soar higher heights in their future.
And to understand for high net worth individual global mobility need, how Canada benefits?
The global mobility needs are in the present times are defined by the strength of the passport which a country offers. And Canadian passport is one of the strongest passports in the world. So if anybody who has the vision or the idea of becoming a global entrepreneur, I think getting a Canadian passport would be the best solution for them. Now, under the startup visa, an individual or as an entrepreneur or as an investor, a person can first get the permanent residency. And after meeting the residency obligations, if the person is living in Canada, they can get the Canadian passport as well within just 3 years. And once you have the Canadian passport in the hand, the entire world, the entire global market becomes open for you. So that's the benefit of this.
Now I'm moving to the next section, more specific to Canada startup. So how the Canada Startup Visa gives pathway for Canadian citizenship, as certainly you mentioned, but can you tell us the main things which an applicant needs to take care?
Now, it's a very valid question, Waquar. So, how does a person, what is the pathway of becoming a Canadian citizen through the Startup Visa program? Startup Visa program is fairly simple and sorted program. All you need is to have a unique business idea. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a startup, if you have a very unique business idea, which gets supported by one of the approved bodies, be it the incubators or the angel investors or the venture capitalists, if they support you with a letter of support, with that you can apply for a permanent residency for yourself and your entire family. Come to Canada, establish your business, and after running your business successful and living in Canada for just in 3 years, you can apply for a Canadian passport and become a Canadian citizen as well. So it's a fairly simple process which helps the entire family to gain Canadian permanent residency and further the Canadian citizenship as well.
Okay, so can you walk us through little more detail about the process and the steps for Canada's Startup Visa program for our applicants and investors and high net worth individual to understand?
Okay, as far as the startup visa goes, Waquar, the process is not very complex. As I said, you need to have a unique business idea or a business concept. If you have that bright idea which you think can benefit the Canadian economy, we need to prepare a business plan based on that and present this business plan to one of the approved bodies in Canada. Now, there are 3 different kind of bodies which are approved by the Government of Canada. They are known as incubators, venture capitalists, or angel investors. If they are fascinated by your idea, if they like your idea, they will give you a letter of support. And with that letter of support, then you have to lodge your application with the IRCC for getting the permanent residency or an open work permit, which further gets you the PR with the entire family, and then graduate as a Canadian citizen after 3 years.
Okay, that gives a better idea about the process. But once the applicant wants to migrate to Canada under the startup, how it becomes important for them to be well connected in Canada while they go, creating the right connections and network?
I think in the present times, any business to survive or thrive, the success of a business depends upon networking. The better network you have, you will be able to market your product better, you will be able to sell your product better. And I think having a strong network and connecting with the like-minded people and connecting with the right kind of individuals, professionals, business persons, or people who will be beneficial for your business is the key to success. So it is not just in Canada, but I would say in the entire global economy. If you have networking, if you have good connections, that will definitely help you expand your business.
That's a great insight, in fact, for the applicant to well prepare in advance.
Yes.
Or instead, once they land there, they should be focused accordingly to be more successful. Now we get into a different perspective, wherein this is now more about for Canadian government as an economy. How Canada government itself benefit from Canada's startup in terms of the economic benefit or to the local communities?
I think, Waquar, this is an amazing program which Government of Canada or IRCC has created, because they are inviting the best talent from all across the globe. People who have got unique business ideas, people who have got the spark to set up business, they are being targeted under this program. So if Government of Canada is inviting them, I think this is the best thing which they are doing, because these people with brilliant business ideas, once they come and set up their businesses, become startups or entrepreneurs in Canada, they are going to basically give a huge pump to the economy, create new jobs, create new employment opportunities, and generate more and more revenue for the country as well. So I think it is a great idea and a great program which has been created or conceptualized by IRCC or the Immigration Department of Canada.
Okay, and the other factor which is important, what are the challenges an applicant can face or they should take care to mitigate any risk while they plan to apply for Canada as startup, so they are more sure about their success?
Waquar, for not just for startup visa, but for any business program or any immigration program, having the right guidance and dealing with the authorized individuals is the key to success. You may have a business idea, you may create a business plan, but an individual may not be very particular or successful in going through the immigration process. So there may be pitfalls, they may fill up wrong applications, they may goof up at the application stage and end up with a refusal. So these are the challenges which an individual can face. But if they deal with the right kind of individuals who are authorized by the Government of Canada or the IRCC, or who are registered immigration consultants or lawyers, they are the ones who will guide them properly, take them through the entire process, so that they don't end up with a refusal, and they make sure that they end up with a positive outcome of their application.
Okay, so one important part of the question, because it's about applicant and getting permanent residency sitting in Canada. What about the family factors? Does it play any important role in Canada's startup and how they get benefited?
Waquar, in terms of the eligibility, the family doesn't play a major role in terms of becoming eligible for this program. But yes, the entire family gets benefit of this program, because if an individual who wants to apply under the startup visa as a principal applicant, once their application is approved, the entire family, including their spouse and the children who are dependent on them, they get the Canadian permanent residency, and later on, they all can graduate as a Canadian citizen under this particular program. So it's a complete migration, a complete family movement, which will happen under the startup visa program.
So that ends to our questions, which we wanted to discuss to give your insight. Thank you, Mr. Deepak.
Thank you, Waquar, and thank you everybody for joining us in our first podcast session.
As we conclude our journey through the Canada Startup Visa program, we hope the insights shared have solved your queries and painted a clearer picture of the potential that awaits in Canada. Stay tuned, subscribe for more.